Murder in the first degree, premeditated homicide, is the most serious charge tried in our criminal courts. You have heard a long and complex case, gentlemen, and it is now your duty to sit down and try to separate the facts from the fancy. One man is dead. The life of another is at stake. If there is a reasonable doubt in your minds as to the guilt of the accused, then you must declare him not guilty. If, however, there is no reasonable doubt, then he must be found guilty. Whichever way you decide, the verdict must be unanimous. I urge you to deliberate honestly and thoughtfully. You are faced with a grave responsibility. Thank you, gentlemen.
The jury will retire.
He doesn't stand a chance.
Chewing gum? Gum?
Thank you, but no.
You know something?
I know lots of things. I'm in advertising.
It's hot.
I never would have known if he hadn't told me, would you?
I suppose not. I'd kind of forgotten.
All I've done all day is sweat.
Bet you weren't sweating like that kid who was tried.
You'd think they'd at least air condition the place. I almost dropped dead in court.
My taxes are high enough.
This thing should go fast anyway.
Yes, it's hot.
Okay, gentlemen, everybody's here. If there's anything you want, I'm right outside. Just knock.
Did he lock that door?
Yes, he did.
What do they think we are, crooks?
They lock us up for a little while.
And then they lock that kid up forever, and that's okay by me.
I never knew they did that. I just didn't know. It never occurred to me.
Shall we admit right now that it is hot and humid and our tempers are short?
It's been a pretty hard week.
I feel just fine.
I wonder what's been going down at the office. You know how it is in advertising. 6 days, my job could be gone. And the whole company, too. They aren't just going like this.
Well, figure this is our duty.
I didn't object to doing my duty. I just mentioned that I might not have a job by the time I get back.
Ask him to hire you. He's rich. Look at the suit.
Is it custom tailored?
Yes, it is.
I have an uncle who's a tailor.
How does he do?
Not too well. You know, a friend of his, that's a friend of my uncle, the tailor. Well, this friend wanted to be on this jury in my place.
Why didn't you let him? I would have done anything to miss this.
And get caught or something? You know what kind of a fine you could pay for anything like that? Anyway, this friend of my uncle's was on a jury once, about 10 years ago. A case just about like this one.
So, what happened?
They let him off. Reasonable doubt. And do you know, about 8 years later, they found out that he'd actually done it anyway. A guilty man, a murderer, was turned loose in the streets.
Did they get him?
They couldn't.
Why not?
A man can't be held in double jeopardy. Unless it's a hung jury, they can't try a man twice for the same crime.
That isn't gonna happen here.
6 days. You should have finished it in 2. Talk. You ever hear so much talk about nothing?
Well, I guess they're entitled.
Everybody gets a fair trial. That's the system. Well, I suppose you can't say anything against it.
How did you like that business about the knife? Do we even have a phonier story? He bought a switch knife that night. A hole in his pocket.
An awful way to kill your father. A knife in his chest.
What's the matter? You got a cold? I had one last year while I was on vacation, too.
All right, gentlemen, let's take seats.
Right. This better be fast. I've got tickets to the game tonight. I must be the only guy in the world who hasn't seen a game this year. Okay, Your Honor, start the show.
How about sitting down? The gentleman at the window? How about sitting down?
Oh, I'm sorry.
There are better proofs than some emotion you say you have. Perhaps a dislike for some group.
Well, we all agreed that it was hot.
And that our timbers will get short.
That's if we disagree. But this is open and shut. Let's get it done.
All right. Now, you gentlemen can handle this any way you want to. I mean, I'm not going to make any rules. If we want to discuss it first and then vote, that's one way. Or we can vote right now and see how we stand.
Let's vote now. Who knows? Maybe we can all go home.
Right, let's vote now.
All right, let us vote.
Anybody doesn't want to vote?
That was easy.
Okay. All those voting guilty, raise your hands. 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 11 for guilty. Okay. Not guilty.
Hey, you're in left field.
Okay. 11 to 1. 11 guilty. 1 not guilty. Now we know where we stand.
Do you really believe he's not guilty?
I don't know.
After 6 days, he doesn't know?
In 6 days, I could learn calculus. This is ABC.
I don't believe that it is as simple as ABC.
I never saw a guiltier man in my life.
What does a guilty man look like? He's not guilty until we say he is guilty. Are we to vote on his face?
You sat right in court and heard the same things I did. The man's a dangerous killer. You could see it.
Where do you look to see if a man is a killer?
Oh, well.
I would like to know. Tell me what the facial characteristics of a killer are. Maybe you know something I don't know.
Look, what is there about the case that makes you think the boy is innocent?
He's 19 years old.
That's old enough. He knifed his own father 4 inches into the chest. An innocent little 19-year-old kid.
I agree with you that the boy is guilty, but I think that we should try to avoid emotionally colored arguments.
All right, they proved it a dozen different ways. Do you want me to list them?
No.
Now.
I don't know whether I believe it or not. Maybe I don't.
So, what did you vote not guilty for, huh?
There were 11 votes for guilty. It's not easy for me to raise my hand and send a boy off to die without talking about it first.
Who says it isn't easy for me?
Or me.
No one.
He's still just as guilty whether it's an easy vote or a hard vote.
Is there something wrong because I voted fast?
Not necessarily.
I think the guy's guilty. You couldn't change my mind if you talked for 100 years.
I don't want to change your mind.
Just what are you thinking of?
I want to talk for a while. Look, this boy's been kicked around all his life. You know, living in a slum, his mother dead since he was 9. It's not a very good head start. He's a tough, angry kid. You know why slum kids get that way? Because we knock them over the head once a day, every day. I think maybe we owe him a few words, that's all.
All right, it's hard, sure. It was hard for me. Everything I've got, I fought for. I worked my way through college. That was a long time ago, and perhaps you do forget. I fought, yes, but I never killed.
I know what it's like. I never killed nobody.
I've been kicked around too. Wait until you've worked in an ad agency and the big boy that buys the advertising walks in. We all know.
In my country, in Europe, kicking was a science, but let's try to find something better than that.
I don't know that. What a terrible thing for a man to believe. Since when is dishonesty a group characteristic? You have no monopoly on the truth.
All right, it's not Sunday. We don't need a sermon.
What this man says is very dangerous.
I don't see any need for arguing like this. I think we ought to be able to behave like gentlemen.
Right!
Oh, all right, if you insist.
Thank you.
Sure.
If we're going to discuss this case, why, let's discuss the facts.
I think that's a good point. We have a job to do. Let's do it. If you gentlemen don't mind, I'm going to close the window. It was blowing on my neck.
Well, if you don't mind, I'd like to have the window open.
But it was blowing on me.
Don't you want a little air? It's summer. It's hot.
I was very uncomfortable.
There are 12 of us here in this room. It's the only window, if you don't mind.
I have some rights too.
Well, so do the rest of us.
Couldn't you trade chairs with someone at the other end of the table?
All right. I will open the window if someone would trade.
Take my chair.
Thank you. Shall we get back to the case?
Yeah, let's.
I may have an idea here. I'm just thinking out loud now, but it seems to me that it's up to us to convince this gentleman that we're right and he's wrong. Maybe if we talk for a minute or two, try it on for size.
That sounds fair enough.
Very fair.
Supposing we go once around the table.
Okay, let's start off.
Right. We'll start with you.
Oh, well, I just think he's guilty. I thought it was obvious.
In what way was it obvious?
I mean that nobody proved otherwise.
Nobody has to prove otherwise. Innocent until proven guilty. The burden of proof is on the prosecution. The defendant doesn't have to open his mouth. That's in the Constitution. The Fifth Amendment. You've heard of it.
Everyone has.
Well, sure. I've heard of it. I know what it is. Anyway, I think he's guilty.
No reasons, just guilty. There's a life at stake here.
Okay, let's get to the facts. Number 1, let's take the old man who lived on the second floor right underneath the room where the murder took place. At 10 minutes after 12 on the night of the killing, he heard loud noises in the upstairs apartment. He said it sounded like a fight. Then he heard the kid say to his father, "I'm gonna kill you." A second later, he heard a body falling, and he ran to the door of his apartment, looked out, and saw the kid running downstairs and out of the house. Then he called the police. They found the father with a knife in his chest.
And the coroner fixed the time of death at around midnight.
Right. Now what else do you want?
It doesn't seem to fit.
The boy's entire story is flimsy. He claimed he was at the movies. That's a little ridiculous, isn't it? He couldn't even remember what picture he saw.
That's right. Did you hear that? You're absolutely right.
He didn't even have a ticket stub.
Who keeps a ticket stub at the movies?
That's true enough.
I suppose. But the cashier didn't remember him.
And the ticket taker didn't either.
That's right. She saw the killing, didn't she?
Let's go in order.
How can she really be sure it was the kid when she saw it through the windows of a passing elevated train? I heard her swear to it. Weren't you telling us just a minute or two ago that you can't trust them, that you can't believe them? Then I'd like to ask you something. How come you believed her? She's one of them too, isn't she?
Now take it easy.
Come on, sit down. What are you letting him get you all upset for? Relax.
Gentlemen, they did take us out to the woman's room, and we looked through the windows of a passing L train, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
And weren't you able to see what happened on the other side?
I didn't see as well as they told me I would see, but I did see what happened on the other side.
Let's calm down now. It's your turn.
I'll pass.
That's your privilege. How about you?
I don't know. I started to be convinced, with the testimony from those people across the hall. Didn't they say something about an argument between the father and the boy around 7 o'clock that night? I could be wrong.
I think it was 8 o'clock, not 7.
That's right, 8 o'clock.
They heard the father hit the boy twice, and then saw the boy walk angrily out of the house.
Right.
What does that prove?
Well, it doesn't exactly prove anything. It's just part of the picture. I didn't say it proved anything.
Anything else?
No. I don't know. Most of it's been said already. We can talk all day about this thing, but I think we're wasting our time.
I don't.
Neither do I. Go on.
Look at the kid's record. He stole a car. He's been arrested for mugging. I think they said he stabbed somebody in the arm.
They did.
He was picked up for knife fighting. At 15, he was in reform school.
And they sent him to reform school for stabbing someone.
This is a very fine boy.
Ever since he was 5 years old, his father beat him up regularly. He used his fists.
So would I, on a kid like that.
You're right. It's the kids. The way they are, They don't listen. I got a kid. When he was 8 years old, he ran away from a fight. I saw him. was so ashamed. I told him right out, I'm going to make a man out of you or I'm going to bust you up into little pieces trying. When he was 15, he hit me in the face. He's big, you know? Haven't seen him in 3 years. Rotten kid. I hate tough kids. You work your heart out and... All right, let's get on with it.
We're missing the point here. This boy, let's say he's a product of a filthy neighborhood and a broken home. We can't help that. We're not here to go into the reasons why slums are breeding grounds for criminals. They are. I know it, so do you. The children who come out of slum backgrounds are potential menaces to society.
I've lived in a slum all my life. I used to play in backyards that were filled with garbage. Maybe it still smells on me.
Now, let's be reasonable. There's nothing personal.
There is something personal.
Come on now, he didn't mean you, feller. Let's not be so sensitive.
Who did he mean?
Now, let's stop bickering.
We're wasting time.
It's your turn.
All right. I had a peculiar feeling about this trial. Somehow I felt that the defense counsel never really conducted a thorough cross-examination. Too many questions were left unasked.
While it doesn't change my opinion about the guilt of the kids, still I agree with you that the defense counsel was bad.
So?
This is a point.
What about facts?
So many questions were never answered.
What about the questions that were answered? For instance, let's talk about that cute little switch knife. You know, the one that fine, upright kid admitted buying?
All right, let's talk about it. Let's get it in here and look at it. I'd like to see it again, Mr. Foreman.
We all know what it looks like. I don't see why we have to look at it again. What do you think?
The gentleman has a right to see exhibits and evidence.
Okay with me.
This knife is a pretty strong piece of evidence, don't you agree?
I do.
Now let's see, get the sequence of events right as they relate to the switch knife.
The boy admits to going out of his house at 8 o'clock after being slapped by his father.
Or punched.
Or punched. He went to a neighborhood store and bought a switch knife. The storekeeper was arrested the following day when he admitted to selling it to the boy.
I think everyone agrees it's an unusual knife. Pretty hard to forget something like that.
The storekeeper identified the knife and said it was the only one of its kind that he had in stock. Why did the boy get it?
Yeah, as a present for a friend of his, he says.
Am I right so far?
Right.
You bet he's right. Now listen to this man. He knows what he's talking about.
Next, the boy claims that on the way home, the knife must have fallen through a hole in his coat pocket that he never saw it again. Now there's a story, gentlemen. You know what actually happened? The boy took the knife home and a few hours later stabbed his father with it and even remembered to wipe off the fingerprints. Everyone connected with the case identified this knife. Now, are you telling me that someone picked it up off the street and went up to the boy's house and stabbed his father with it just to be amusing?
No, I'm saying that it's possible that the boy lost the knife and that someone else stabbed his father with a similar knife. It's possible.
Take a look at that knife. It's a very strange knife. I've never seen one like it before in my life. Neither had the storekeeper who sold it to him. Aren't you trying to make us accept a pretty incredible coincidence?
I'm not trying to make anyone accept it. I'm just saying it's possible.
And I'm saying it's not possible. What are you trying to do?
Look at it. It's the same knife.
Quiet. Let's be quiet.
Where did you get it?
I got it in a little junk shop around the corner from the boy's house. It cost $2.
Now listen to me.
I'm listening.
You pulled a real smart trick here, but you proved absolutely zero. Maybe there were 10 knives like that, so what?
Maybe there are.
The boy lied and you know it.
And maybe he didn't lie. Maybe he did lose the knife, and maybe he did go to the movies. Maybe the reason the cashier didn't see him was because he sneaked into the movies, and maybe he was ashamed to say so. Is there anybody here who didn't sneak into the movies once or twice when they were young?
I didn't.
Really? Not even once?
We didn't have movies.
Oh.
Maybe he did go to the movies. Maybe he didn't. And he may have lied. Do you think he lied? Do you?
You don't have to ask me that. You know my answer. He lied.
Do you think he lied?
I don't know.
No, wait a second. What are you, the guy's lawyer? Listen, there are still 11 of us here who think he's guilty. you're alone. What do you think you're going to accomplish, huh? If you want to be stubborn and hang this jury, he'll be tried again and found guilty sure as he's born.
You're probably right.
So, what are you going to do about it? We can be here all night.
It's only one night. A man may die.
Oh, come on.
Well, yes, that's true.
I think we ought to get on with it now.
Right, let's get going. What do you say? You're the one holding up the show.
Obviously, you don't think the boy is guilty.
I have a doubt in my mind.
But you haven't really presented anything that makes it possible for us to understand your doubt. There's some old man downstairs. He heard it, and he heard the kid shriek it out.
The woman across the L tracks, she saw it.
We know he bought a switch knife that night, and we don't know where he really was. At the movies?
Earlier that night, the kid and his father did have a fight.
He's been a violent kid all the way, and while that doesn't prove anything...
I've got a proposition to make. I want to call for a vote. I want you 11 men to vote by secret ballot. I'll abstain. If there are still 11 votes for guilty, I won't stand alone. We'll take in a guilty verdict right now.
Okay, let's do it.
That sounds fair. Is everyone agreed?
I certainly am.
Let's roll it.
Perhaps this is best. Guilty. 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 Guilty.
That's 6.
Please. 6 guilty. 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 Not guilty. Guilty.
Who was it? I think we have a right to know.